Swole, Normuth.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing, 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 test, 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 testing, 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 testicles, testing, testicles, testicles, testicles. Oh, welcome everyone to episode 1228 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swolecast, beercast, broadcast, gamecast, mancast, pimcast, sleazecast, and slaycast in the realm, because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What's going on, beaches, booshes, busters, hustlers, and hoes? Welcome to the Daily Sleaze. Happy Monday. We are here in the morning times, and hopefully I'm expected to be a lot more of the morning swoles. I prefer them. I prefer the morning swoles. Personally, I personally prefer the morning swoles. I like the morning swoles because we get it done. We get it done early, and then it's done. And then you listen to it, and then you go and you get your pump on, or you're getting your pump on right now. A lot of you might be working out. A lot of you might be working. So whatever you're doing, hello, beaches. Put your headphones in, earmuffs, because people are going to get butt hurt today. People are going to get offended today. Ooh, what else is fucking new? What else is new? Someone's going to get their feelings hurt on the swole, or based on a topic that we're discussing. Anyway, so there's some good actual trending shit about Fatty McFatty Pants. And I'm not fat shaming. Don't worry. Don't take offense. I'm just fucking around. You see on the board behind me, Fat Are Us, my favorite store. It's like called a supermarket. Anyway, today, smash the like button. That's right, everyone. What's going on, Slim, Yohito, Sarah, Tobias, Kit? What's going on? So today there was, I guess, on Good Morning Britain, because the UK is ahead a few hours. So this was on my Twitter feed, and people were messaging me this morning. So apparently on Good Morning Britain, Piers Morgan and company, I guess it's kind of like a Good Morning show over there. Good Morning America, Good Morning Britain. I don't watch it. I didn't watch the entire show. I saw some clips here, and they were discussing fat shaming. So if you didn't catch any of the previous episodes, I wouldn't say if you're living under a rock, because if you don't watch late night talk shows like Bill Maher or James Corden, if you don't watch any of that shit, which I don't know how people watch that stuff. I really don't. Maybe if you catch a clip once in a while, but I just don't I don't like those shows. I don't like those kind of like arbitrarily fake, weird presentation type. I don't know. It's just promotion shows. All people do is come on. I got a new book coming out. I got a new movie coming out. I think they're kind of cheesy, but a lot of people like them, and a lot of topics that are trending are discussed in those shows, just like here on the Daily. So it's cool. It's cool. Whatever you prefer. I'm not sure if you saw or you prefer. If you like those shows, drop in the comments what show you like. And, a lot of these people pontificate on social issues and political issues. So it seems like everything, whether it's a show, whether it's a personality, whether it's a celebrity, everyone's got a cause, everyone's got a charity, everyone's got a belief. It seems like everything's very, very polarizing in general when it comes to whatever kind of figure you are. Okay. I don't talk politics. If I do, I talk about individual issues. We talk about social issues. We've talked about gun control. We've talked about abortion. We've talked about those types of things on the podcast, but it's more like a discussion relative to an actual specific situation, not just a blanket agreement. I don't like it when people have beliefs that overshadow the little nuances of situations, because each situation is unique. Every situation is a unique situation, and each situation needs to be addressed in the context of that one situation. Having just one blind, okay, these are things I believe in, this is the way I go, this is what I vote on, this is what I think no matter what, that's really dangerous, because you miss all the little pieces. It's like, it's a form of, I guess, picking a political party or picking a single side is a form of like racism in a sense. Not that it's actual racism, because there's nothing to do with race with what I just said, but in the mindset that, okay, they're all the same, right? You don't like black people. It's like, you don't like black people. It has nothing to do with someone being tall, short, overweight, underweight, nice, mean. You're just like putting everyone in a box. You don't like Chinese people. You don't like Latin people. It's like, I believe in this. And then you believe in all these, like, I'm Democrat or I'm Republican. It just seems very, very rigid. And I just don't like when people just follow a bandwagon and just follow the leader with all their beliefs. Everything needs to be kind of fleshed out, essentially. So when it comes to fat shaming, that was a big ramp up. I'm just trying to give a little context with my thought process on this. So when it comes to fat shaming, I think there are times and places. I think it's the context of the word and the concept. So let me just bring up this. Well, I was butchered here. Let me bring up this just so you could see a couple of these top trending stories here. So we have you'll see here on the left, we got, YouTube clip. Piers Morgan tells off Susanna Reid. I guess that's someone else on the show. All these little clickbaity kind of headlines trying to catch your attention. Piers Morgan supports Bill Maher's call for fat shaming. I watched the clip of Bill Maher. He wasn't calling for fat shaming. He was just saying that he said literally, this is how it's taken out of context. He didn't say fat shaming needs to make a comeback. I mean, even if he used those words, he was saying more like we need to look at it more from a negative standpoint in terms of being obese. And I think this is where the message is getting misconstrued, because it's not a question of should we fat shame or should we not fat shame. People are just taking it to extremes, because when you're saying fat shaming, that means you're just walking around, you're looking down on people, you're talking shit about them, you're making fun of them. That's not what, fat shaming shouldn't exist, period. That shouldn't even be part of this discussion, because shaming has such a negative connotation. It's called bullying. We gotta fucking get over this bullying nonsense. People are gonna be mean to each other. Welcome to fucking life. We need to talk about obesity being good and obesity being bad. It's not a good fucking thing. It's not a good thing. If you want to perceive that and you want to call that fat shaming, then call it fat shaming. Everyone's going to have a different definition and a different perspective on it. Why can't we talk negatively about obesity? Negatively in the sense that we need to fix it. We're not fixing the fucking problem with this nonsense. Look at these fucking articles. Look at this bullshit. Piers Morgan defends comedian who says fat shaming will help. And then you have this woman on the fucking show who looks like her face has just been pumped with so much fucking filler saying fat shaming works. If we fat shame people, they'll close their mouths. Well, we're obese for a reason. Like, we're really fucking obese for a reason. It's because of the garbage food and the lack of exercise. If more people exercised and ate less food, it wouldn't be a problem like this. Come on. It wouldn't be a problem like this. It would not be a problem. The reason why it's a problem, the reason why it's reaching across the pond, so to speak, into other countries is because fat fucking American standards are spreading like a virus. There's nothing good about it. There's nothing good about being obese. There's nothing good about it. Absolutely not one fucking thing that's good about it. Not one. So you have a couple options. You could either force everyone to accept you and to change their view, or you could change your own view of yourself. You could focus on taking care of yourself and pursuing health for yourself, and understand that even if you are obese, it's not a healthy situation and you should be making aggressive moves to fix it. If you want to live longer, if you don't want to live longer, if you don't want to live more vibrantly, if you want to be pushed around in a fucking wheelchair, then don't lose weight. No one's forcing you, which is why people are obese. No one's forcing anyone to lose weight. Fucking fit shaming, fat shaming, no fat shaming, it's not working. People are obese. Let's look at the facts. Let's look at the actual objective facts. Are people obese more than they should be? Yes. Okay, how do we fix that? You're fat. That's not going to do jack shit. I think everyone has a different thought of what fat shaming is. And that word, that phrase is just like, it's associated with bullying. People are just offended. It hurts my feelings, so they defend, they get angry back. And then it's a bunch of fucking people on a talk show. None of them actually look really in good shape. You have Piers fucking Morgan who looks like he has to fucking work out. Like, who are any of these jabronis to talk about fat shaming? You got people that probably have guts talking about people that have fucking guts. You know, it's the blind leading the fucking blind. Obesity is not good. Can we agree on that? Why this conversation is getting misconstrued and it's being misdirected. It's being misdirected. This is like it's not even a fucking, it's not a conspiracy. This is like in front of us conspiracy. It's not even being hidden. Look at this. This is perfect. This is a perfect fucking example of how we're getting distracted from the facts. We're arguing whether or not fat shaming is a good thing rather than actually investing time talking about the negative side effects of fucking obesity. Look at this. Piers Morgan defends. Piers Morgan viciously body shames Tess Holliday. Piers Morgan accuses Susanna. Who the fuck cares? Who cares? Everyone's got their own opinion. If someone wants to be offended and feel bad, everyone's going to feel fucking bad. Everyone's going to feel bad. There are plenty of people that feel shamed and feel ostracized and are angry at the society, and it has nothing to do with fat shaming. It has to do with other factors. It has to do with them being short or them being a certain color. Everyone's a fucking victim. Everyone could be a victim if you play the victim. Everyone could play the victim for something. Okay? Think about your life. Is there something that you can grab at and be and feel and just blame other people for? Take some responsibility for where you're at. I don't see it like all this publicity could be better used to talk about the horrors of obesity. However, think about how that wouldn't trend. That wouldn't trend if you're talking about obesity in a serious manner. That's not going to trend. That's not going to get people to click on headlines. Obesity isn't good for you. Okay, thanks, Dad. And you skip to the next article. No one's going to read that shit. So these kind of clickbaity titles was fat shaming. Someone made fun of a fat person. Fucking get over it. Fucking get over it. Get over it. People are made fun of all the time. The objective fact is that obesity is not healthy. It's not healthy. Stop using the word shame doesn't mean anything anymore. It doesn't mean anything anymore. If we're talking about facts, it doesn't mean anything. You can't fit shame me. And why can't you fit shame me? Why can't you fit shame me? Fit shame me, motherfuckers. Try to make me feel shame. It's not fit shaming if I don't allow it. I don't give a fuck. It's the right thing. It's good for my body. It's good for my body. So you can't shame me. I don't care if you say negative things. It's not going to shame me, so it's not fit shaming. Just don't let fucking words bother you. Enough. Enough of this shit. Everyone's a goddamn fucking pussy ass bitch. Everyone is. I don't disagree with any of them. I don't think fat shaming is bad in the sense that we're talking bad about about being obese, but people internalize that like you're a bad person, you're evil, or you fucked up, or you should be ostracized from society. People don't want to be ostracized from society. Human beings are social creatures. And why should someone be they shouldn't be ostracized. They should be educated and given opportunities to learn more and take some self-responsibility. But there isn't education for that. There's too much money. There's no incentive for anyone, right? There's no incentive for anyone to lose weight except on an individual level. Does that make sense? That's why people aren't losing weight, because it comes down to the individual. It comes down to you. Do you want to lose weight? Do you need to lose weight? And then you should. You should. However, for the business aspect of it, the companies don't want you to lose weight because they're making tons of money off you stuffing your face with their shitty food, and they're giving you drugs, and they're making tons of money off your fat fucking ass. If there's no, you have to want it individually. We have to teach more personal responsibility and accountability. And arguing about whether or not someone got their feelings hurt is a waste of fucking time. It's a waste of fucking time. This is going to go nowhere because now this is only building more strength for these fat positive movements because it's just growing because now they're saying, look, they're saying fat shaming. They're bad people. So now everyone's pointing fingers at Piers Morgan, this other woman who are talking about fat shaming, that we should bring it back. I don't think they're bad people. They're saying we should make it more known that, yeah, it's not good to be overweight. It's not good to hold extra body fat like that. Body fat's fine, but have that much? We're talking about a lot of extra body fat. Most people don't underestimate how obese the country is, especially in the United States, because a lot of obese people don't go outside. They're not in public all the time. You have a lot of overweight and obese people, but there are a lot more that aren't in public that you can't see that are much worse that you probably couldn't even imagine. We need more responsibility. The individual has the control. That's why that's why this podcast, that's why this community, and that's why these messages can be more effective than these big social media blasts from these larger shows that reach millions of people and that make headlines when someone says something naughty. It's because none of these big media companies want to support something that's going to hurt people's feelings because it's going to hurt their viewership. People aren't going to watch their show. People are going to not download or go to their website if they're mean. So they have a bunch of people talking. They bring up controversial issues where you have a panel of people that will debate it. You'll have some people you don't agree with and some people you do. So you'll keep on watching that show because you'll watch that argument. Ever notice why they have people that have varying points of view? Not everyone agrees. It's because if everyone agrees, no one's going to watch the fucking show. There has to be conflict. And if there's conflict, people will tune in and look, it made the headlines and now it's everywhere. You wake up and it's like, so-and-so supports fat shaming. It's like, fuck. Well, it's fine. I think it's better to support fat shaming than to not support it. But that's not the answer. It doesn't matter if you say something to someone, this, that, and the other. It's like telling a kid, don't eat the cookie. They're going to want to eat the cookie. You shouldn't be obese. Well, I want to be obese. These are just there's just adult children. People that are like part of the fat acceptance and, love me for who I am. I'm obese and I can be healthy. It's just grown-up children that don't want to admit the truth. They don't want to tell the truth. No, I didn't do it. Did you break it, Tommy? No. And you're standing there, the kid's standing there next to a fucking broken plate. Did you break it? No. Believe me, because you shouldn't be mean to me. Don't hurt my feelings. That's what kind of it looks like to me. But you have these arguments online. They don't really go anywhere. They're just bringing up controversial issues so they can make good clickbait titles. So, here's another instance of people getting their feelings hurt and using that to leverage more content about obesity not being as big of a problem as it is. Piers Morgan defends comedians' pro-fat shaming comments. They say comedian, right? They say comedian to try to discredit celebrity status. Piers Morgan viciously body shames, accuses. Piers Morgan weighs into James Corden. Who the fuck is James Corden? God, that's the last person's opinion you want to fucking trust. Someone who is overweight. Good. Tell me more. Tell me more how you're so altruistic, how you have the answer for everyone. It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. Whether or not fat shaming exists, it's irrelevant. Fat shaming exists, people get overweight because it has nothing to do with the fat shaming. Body positivity, fat acceptance, people are still overweight and getting more overweight. It has nothing to do with it. Has nothing to do with it. Has nothing to do with it, whether or not it exists or not. It has to come down to the actual food, what people are taught as a child, and people taking responsibility and understanding the science and the common sense. Science and common sense. Science and common sense. If you understand science and you have common sense, it doesn't matter if there is fat shaming, whatever kind of shaming, positivity, acceptance. It doesn't matter what it is, the objective facts. People, why can't we look at objective fucking facts? Why can't we look at what is happening? Why can't we look at what is going on? The food is garbage. There's way too much medication for everything. People are popping ibuprofen like it's fucking candy, and that's so fucking bad for you. Antidepressants. like fucking just AD, just everyone's just popping fucking meth, fucking methamphetamines, ADHD medication. Everyone's just sucking down meds, eating garbage food, not exercising. So fucking simple. So fucking simple. Probably 90% of this problem could just be rectified by closing your mouth and exercising more. It sounds so rude, right? Is that fat shaming? Eat more, eat less and exercise more? That's fat shaming. No, it's being healthy. It's being healthy. Why can't you quantify being healthy like anything else? You'll look in your bank account and you use, oh, we have more money, I have less money. You'll manage all the shit in your life, but you're supposed to just eat whatever the fuck you want. All of a sudden, managing your health is just something you don't do. You outsource managing your health. You let a doctor tell you if you're healthy or not. You let someone else, you wait till you're sick to get fucking better, to get healthy. You wait till there's an actual dire issue to change something. That's why people are having problems, because they're not taking care of it before they fucking get unhealthy. If you do exercise properly, a lot of the injuries that come from exercise and that come from just daily living are avoided or mitigated completely, because you are preventing the injuries from happening in the first place. A lot of injuries happen because you are not exposed to the different types of rotational and different stresses and different planes of motion. You're just sitting down in a fucking chair. So when you bend over to pick up a pencil, you break your fucking back. That's why you're getting hurt. If you're moving more and your body is more adapted to moving, movement's not going to harm you as much. You could bend over and pick something up. You can move to the left. You can twist to the right. You can reach and back up your car and look behind you and not pull your neck. I don't see this argument. The more I talk about fat shaming, I'll probably make a YouTube video about this in addition to this one. The more I listen to it, the less it means. The more I just hear this shit and the more it's in the news, it just isn't the problem. It's not the problem. It's misdirection. It's like a fucking magic show. It's misdirection. We're pointing to this fucking thing over here with the shaming, and it's all this like bunched up feelings and things in the fucking mix. But what does it have to do with anything? I mean, drop in the comments below. What is it? What is fit shaming? I keep saying fit shaming. It doesn't matter. What does fit shaming? What does fat shaming? What does that have to do with any of this? Does it matter? What do you think? Does this matter? What are your thoughts? Let's open this conversation up. For those of you that don't know what we're talking about, in the meantime, I'll bring this back up on the screen. There was on Good Morning Britain, I guess Piers Morgan and company. I don't know if he's normally on the show. I don't watch this show, but they were talking about fat shaming. They had some fitness personality on there as well. And some people were agreeing, of course, and some people were disagreeing, but there was a whole fat shaming conversation. What do you guys think about this? What do you guys think about this? Not that you saw that or didn't see it, but what do you think about fat shaming? Does it matter? Forget about whether it's good or bad. You shouldn't shame someone. People have their own life choices. People have their own paths. I just don't think fat shaming I think it's a non-issue. I really do think it's a non-issue. That might not be the point, or that might not be a position that's popular right now, but I just don't think it fucking matters. I don't think that's the actual problem. I think that's the effect. That's the effect. That's the emotional effect of a problem that starts a long time before. It starts with the food. It starts with the medication. It starts with the family unit. It starts with the just education in school about cooking and about exercise. This is just something that happens as a result of a lot of fuck ups from earlier in people's lives. There are a lot of people that are fucking up, and then it leads to people's feelings getting hurt because of the situation that was created years ago. Okay? How do you lose weight? You stop eating so much and you exercise more. That is just science. That is just science and fucking reality. It literally is. That is just reality. If you eat less food, and of course saying shut your mouth is less PC than you need to go into a caloric deficit, but shut your fucking mouth and exercise more, you'll lose weight. That's how it works. And most people don't calculate calories properly. Most people eat too fucking much. Most people are just sucking down carbs of all kinds, not just processed ones, just carbs. And they're just fucking looking for a reason to not change. They're looking for, people want to point their fingers. It's your fault. It's your fault. It's not my fault. It's not my fault just because I fucking overate for years and didn't exercise. Oh, it's my fault. Stop shaming me. I'm beautiful. No, you're not. You're obese and you're fucking moving closer to an early grave. You're a more rapidly dying human being. That's not attractive. I don't think that's beautiful. And that's subjective. You can like obese women. You can like obese men. That's not the issue here. Again, that's about feelings. I'm not attractive. I'm beautiful. Subjective, not the topic. It doesn't fucking matter. Doesn't matter. Does not matter whether or not you're accepted or you're beautiful. It doesn't matter. It's not the issue. Not the issue. Not the issue. I do think that a lot of you are right. I don't think it's as big of a problem. I've said this before. Hairs in my face. I've said this before that most people aren't going to see this in their daily life. You're not going to see this. You're not going to have people like in your inner circle. You're not going to see this like at your local gym. You're not going to be exposed to this a lot. This is not like people are walking down the street with like pitchforks and stuff like that. I said in an earlier video, I said the fat acceptance movement needs to march every day. Every day. The fat acceptance and these groups need to march every day. March for your rights. Go, march. You'll lose weight and then we don't have to listen to your bullshit anymore. But anyway, it's not like, this is definitely it's a small population, a small amount of people with a loud voice. They're making a lot of noise. It's very common. It's very common. The extremes are always the loudest, so they'll get the most attention and they'll say the most controversial things. And all you need are one or two really extreme people that have a big platform to say something like Tess Holliday, like, someone on a show that comes on. And then you're going to hear about it a lot. And it sounds like it's such a huge thing and a huge issue, but like, it's not everyone feels this way. More often than not, you'll talk to someone who's obese and they will agree with you. And I think, people that watch this podcast, I think that's the case. But most people that I've ever talked to that are obese, they don't think it's healthy. They don't think it's a good thing. A lot of people don't have the knowledge or the education or maybe the tools or the support to change that. They're lost because they realize I need to change this, but they don't know how to start. And that's where I come in. That's where a lot of this content comes in. We need more avenues to help people to make that change. But fuck, it's like, I don't, this is getting too much attention for the feelings aspect. So now when you're talking, this is affecting actual change when it comes to obesity, because now if I talk about obesity being a bad thing, it's associated with fat shaming. No, it's not. It's like, no, I'm talking about a medical issue being bad. What, should I talk about how cancer is a good thing? We don't have cancer acceptance. I mean, we deal with cancer. We love people. I lost my grandmother. My grandmother died of cancer. A lot of your family members probably did. So it's like, do we need cancer acceptance? No. What do we have for cancer? We have #fuckcancer. So why can't we have #fuck obesity? Obesity is killing more people than fucking cancer. It's like, why do we have to have that stance with cancer, but we can't have that with obesity? We can't have that with that kind of health issue. Like, it's only okay if it's something that, and a lot of times the cancer and issues with that can be prevented with proper nutrition and diet and exercise. There are a lot of people that are getting sick in this country, cancer included, and it's because of diet. Your body is only running off what you eat. And if you're eating crap, if you're eating shit, you're more likely to have all types of diseases, cancer, heart disease, obesity related issues. Your environment is your genetics are a part of it. But most cancer is environmental. So is obesity. It's environmental. It's what you're exposing yourself to. If you expose yourself with too much fucking food, too much fucking food, guess what? You're going to have too much food in your system, too many calories, you're going to gain weight. Eventually, you're going to be considered obese. Come on. Why can't we fight obesity the same way people go after cancer? I mean, it's like there's so much money in cancer. There's so much money in cancer. Cancer's a fucking business too. But obesity is one of those you kind of sweep under the rug because people don't get addicted to cancer. People get addicted to the food and people don't want to change. There's too much money. There's money on both sides of the spectrum. There's money from the medication, from the diabetes medication. There's money in the food that they're selling to you. I mean, we're just denying fucking science. We're denying science. We're having an argument. We're having an argument about, I don't know. I'm trying to think of another analogy. It's, you know, I don't know why this argument is still perpetuating. I don't know. This one hair is really fucking bothering me. Get off my head, bro. This one hair just won't stay back. Get off my brain. Get off my skull brain. My skull brain. Ooh, look at that. Got a little hair fro going. It's all good. Headphone problems. We flat earthing this shit. It feels like it. Francis, I view telling people about problems and solutions as giving a fuck about them in society. It's a good thing even if people get pissed. If we're talking about objective facts, these objective facts get lost. They're getting lost in translation. Yeah, right? A savvy pair. You're not addicted to heroin, honey. You just have a relationship with it. Yeah, you're not addicted. You're not addicted to heroin. You're not addicted to food. You have a relationship with food. I don't have a relationship with food. Why do people say that? If you have a relationship with food, that means you're sticking your fucking dick in your food. You're fucking that apple pie, Jason Biggs style. Or you're slamming yourself with a zucchini or something. No relationship with food. You're addicted to food. If you eat too much consistently, you're overeating. You're addicted to overeating. You created a habit. It's a bad habit. There are bad habits. Smoking's a bad habit. Biting your nails. It's a bad habit. I mean, it's a habit. Bad is relative. If you're an alcoholic, we would consider that a bad habit. If you eat too much food all the time, it's a bad habit. So change the habit. Change your patterns. Fix it. You can fat shame if you want. If you want to be a mean person, you have the ability to be a mean person. If you want to be a nice person. But when you deny the facts and you skirt over and coat over the facts, you are missing the whole point. Your feelings aren't going to matter in the face of actual objective facts. It's not a good thing. We're trying to shift the conversation towards whose feelings are hurt, and that's not going to matter. I really, honestly, for those of you that are just joining, I do think it's a non-issue. In other words, I don't think it matters if fat shaming comes back or it doesn't. Who's shaming people for being fat nowadays? Who's running around doing that? People don't listen to those people. Don't get a lot of popularity because you're just being an asshole. You're just being an asshole if you're fat shaming. No one wants to be the asshole in general. People that deliver this type of content without the proper context and without the proper motive and with a malintent, those types of people that deliver content in that way get a lot of negative pushback. The reason why there's so much positivity here is because we're discussing the facts. I don't think obesity is good. You all don't think obesity is good. And then it brings up the question, well, who the fuck thinks it's a good thing? If it's not a good thing, then let's fucking fix it. Let's start movements where it says hashtag fuck obesity. You can fuck cancer. Why can't we fuck obesity? Why can't we go aggressively after that? Doesn't make you a shitty person for being obese, but let's collectively agree we got to stop being so fucking fat and let's work on it. How do we do that? Well, let's educate people about how to do an elimination diet, what foods to cut out. Let's stop funding and funneling fucking money and cheap fucking corn and shit. Let's stop subsidizing those things and start growing and farming better. I'm just fucking throwing shit out there. Let's get to the source of the problem. Proper nutrition, better nutrition, less processed and shitty artificial ingredients, And I'm not talking about, everything from the earth is natural. Nothing's artificial if it comes from the earth. You know what I mean? Let's start eating like wholesome foods, more fibrous foods or foods with more bulk. Let's stop trying to get a quick fix down the street. Let's stop eating foods in packages that are going to stay good on the shelf for 6 fucking years. Let's start eating better food. Let's start exercising more, not overeating. Let's reteach and retrain our bodies to not overeat. And then let's do that more. Instead of happy hour, go for a walk. Instead of going to the movies and stuffing your face, why don't you go to the movies and look at the screen? Why do you have to be shoving your fucking mouth with garbage? I have to fuck my face with food while I watch something on TV. Just go, eat first, and then go and watch the movie. That's why you're there. Otherwise, just go to fucking dinner. Why are you eating shit while you watch? It's such a nervous habit. It's crazy fucking weird. And then and these things just become so programmed together that we can't separate them. It's just standard. You go to the movies, you just eat popcorn. Why are you crunching fucking popcorn when you're trying to listen to a movie? That's the last thing I want to hear is like when I'm trying to fucking watch a movie. That's the shittiest food you could ever have when you're watching a movie is fucking popcorn. I guarantee they started selling that because it's so goddamn cheap. You sell that for $6, you're making 100,000% profit. The cheapest thing on earth is fucking corn, and we're just heating it up so it pops. It's crunchy. It's puffy. It's weird. Weird. I'm just going off. I'm just going off right now. Whatever. But you see what I mean? Like, what's the problem? What's the actual problem? Let's bring this back to the problem. Join the fam. That's right. The fit acceptance movement. The fam. God, I love that. I love that. I got a burp. Yeah. Oh, that was a good one. Those of you on the podcast, that was a treat. That was a coffee burp. You like that? It's early, fam. It's early, but we need a water break. All right, everyone get your water. Here we go. Suit up. Chug it, fam. Do it. Go. Oh, God. Whoa. My goodness. I'm guilty of, quote, you're not training with correct form shaming. Form shaming. Your form sucks. Should stop Smith machine or Smith squat, Smith press, the Smith machine? Stop Smith machine shaming. Laura, I always found it funny when I would say, quote, I'm fat, I need to lose weight, and someone would reply, you're not fat, you're beautiful. Those two words don't mean the same thing. No shit. Losing weight, being obese, and having health issues and health concerns is not the same thing as being beautiful. But that's how it's being misdirected. That's why I don't think fat shaming matters. I don't think that's the argument. I don't think that's a problem. I really don't. I don't think that's it. Fat shaming would disappear if you're not fat, then you can't be fat shamed. So stop being fat. Well, how do we stop being fat? And I'm not saying stop being fat because I don't like who you are. You should change who you are because you'll be a better person if you're thin. No, you'll be a healthier person. Stop changing the fucking argument, you cunt. And I say cunt because most of these people are fucking cunts. They're not dudes, they're cunts. Fuck. They're biches. And even if it's a small population of stupid fucks, it's still a population of stupid fucks. And they're loud. And now with social media, you have the ability. A small group of people have the ability to have a very, very loud voice. But I honestly do not think that fat shaming is a problem. I don't think it's the right argument. I think it sells magazines. I think it gets clicks. And I think it stirs a lot of emotion because a lot of people were bullied. I was bullied when I was in elementary school. I wasn't obese, but that doesn't fucking matter. Everyone's shamed or bullied for something growing up. Everyone grew up, right? Everyone went to school. Everyone hit puberty. Everyone was around fucking kids. Kids are fucking brutal in middle school and high school. Kids are fucking brutal. They get bullied for anything. That's a form of shaming. Fat shaming is an adult term for bullying. He hurt my feelings. She hurt my feelings. Did you not grow up Did you not associate with fucking boys and girls your age when you were 11, 12, 13, 14, 15? Kids are fucking savage. Savage. Yeah, Kit Tonic. I got made fun of for being a tall girl. You were being tall shamed. You were being tall shamed. Well, you get over it. And then you're dunking on people. Bam. Captain of the volleyball team, motherfucker. Now in college, you're like, D1 big pimp. Tall shame me now. Well, I think human beings are brutal. Adults are still brutal too. It's just human beings. We're sensitive, emotional creatures. I had camel toes. When I work out with my friend, he'll form shame me or workout shame me and come correct me. I call it fitness topping. Fitness topping. Okay. When I used to say I wanted to lose weight, I would hear, oh, you look fine. Fuck that fine is bullshit. Well, people love average. If you're not average and you're not in the middle, you're not staying between the lines, you're an anomaly and people get scared of that. People don't want you doing something that they're not doing. Everyone wants you to conform, go with the mob, follow what everyone else is doing. When you break from that, you get pushback. So if you have a unique opinion, you're going to get shit for it. That's why most people don't have unique opinions. That's why most people don't share their opinions, because people are going to disagree. If you don't go with the 98%, you're going to get some pushback. So I get pushback because I say things that a lot of people don't. And people that say, I think fat shaming should make a comeback. They're saying what a lot of people aren't willing to say publicly. I don't think they're wrong. I don't think they're wrong. Fat shaming has a lot of good qualities. Fat shaming, when taken in the context of making fun of an individual for their weight, that's what fat shaming means. You're making fun of an individual and you're causing them to feel bad about their obesity. I think people should understand the negative consequences of their obesity, and we should all be looking negatively on the subject, on the content, and on the premise of being obese, of being gluttonous, of overeating, of not exercising, and being fucking lazy. I think we should rectify the actual issue itself. Just like we're against cancer, we should be against obesity, not against the overweight person. Like, if we say fuck cancer, are we saying fuck people that have cancer? No, we're saying fuck the disease, let's fix it. Fuck obesity, let's fix it. It has nothing to do with the person. That's what I think fat shaming should be about. I think we should absolutely fat shame, not the individual. We should fat shame the actual fucking existence of being unhealthy in the context of obesity. And I think people use that term different ways. I think people use that term in the manner in which I just said it, but it gets misconstrued because it's just a blanket term. So then when you say that, even if you mean it the way I just said it, even if you mean obesity itself, not the individual, some people are going to take it as individuals. Some people are going to take it as you're making fun of people. Some people are going to take it properly and be like, oh, I understand. That makes sense. Obesity isn't good. Obesity isn't good. Obesity isn't good, but we're arguing about, it's like we're arguing about the smoke. We're arguing about the smoke in the sky. Like, oh, it's hard to breathe. There's too much smoke. But we keep on just fucking like lighting fires. We're not taking out the fire. We're not stopping the fire. We're just complaining about the smoke. We're arguing about the smoke. Oh, there's too much smoke in the sky. There's too much smoke in the air. Well, put the fucking fire out. Put the fucking fire out. If you put the fire out, there won't be smoke. So this kind of thing, I'm trying to think of a good analogy on the spot. So arguing about fat shaming is like arguing about the smoke. The smoke is good for you. No, the smoke is bad for you. I like the smoke. I like the color. The way it looks in the sky is pretty. It has nothing to do with, like, it's not good to breathe it in. Let's fucking put out the fire so we don't have to deal with this shit. Let's fix obesity. Let's fix the actual problem. And then fat shaming will be irrelevant. Irrelevant. But we wouldn't want that, right? We wouldn't want that because then we wouldn't be able to make headlines like that. We wouldn't want to fix obesity because then we couldn't make billions of dollars off diabetes medication. We don't want to fix obesity because then we couldn't sell our processed garbage fast fucking food and make gajillion of fucking dollars from feeding people and feeding children shit food. I just don't think it's a problem. I don't think fat shaming is the issue. I think it's an issue, but it's an issue we're just picking something to argue about. And I don't think that's a problem or the problem. That's not the right use of our energy. Having extra fat, a lot of extra fat, is bad, but now we're denying the fact that it's bad and we're trying to just accept people so no one gets their fucking feelings hurt. Fuck people's feelings. Fuck your feelings. If you don't like what I'm saying, that's fine. You could watch something else. You're totally able to. There's a billion of other shows and podcasts and videos and things you could be doing right now. Literally billions of things you could do right now besides looking at me drinking coffee. But how many times do you see a mane like this, a beard, just dipping his mustache into delicious coffee? With sound effects. Oh, yeah. That's a good point. Colorful keto with Dory. Every movie with a fat cast is a comedy, but now it's fat shaming. Fat is funny, isn't it? Like Chris Farley. The classic fat comedy. What's up, John? They say remaining consistent with your training is selfish, but no one says fat people indulging in toxic food, dying early, leaving loved ones behind is unfortunate. What the fuck? Preach, man. That's a great point. Yeah, because you're not going out or you're not doing everything that everyone else is doing. I've said this in an Instagram post before and on Twitter. If you do the opposite, like health-wise, if you do the opposite of what 99% of people do, you're going to be healthy as fuck. Like, do the opposite. And I don't necessarily mean literally the literal opposite, but you know what I mean. What do most people not do? Most people don't exercise. So exercise. Most people don't eat better. So eat better. Most people don't sleep well. So get better sleep. Most people don't drink enough water. Drink more fucking water. Just do the opposite of what most people do. Most people are unhealthy, so do the opposite. Think about it that way. If someone around you is making a decision about their health or about their food or about their exercise, think about that, process it, and then probably the best idea is to do the opposite. Probably the best idea. Probably the best choice. Well, you know, what happened is when you were younger, and when we were all younger and in school, we didn't have cell phones. So the bullying was left at school. When someone fucking made fun of you, you left it at school. Now, when you go home, it's on Instagram, it's on TikTok, it's on fucking Twitter. You know, the person follows you home. So you can separate yourself from this nonsense. What's interesting is, let's say, forget computers. Let's just say everything and all this stuff about fat shaming and fit shaming and this thing is right here on your phone. You know what you do if you don't want to see that shit? You put the fucking phone down. You stop looking at all this nonsense. If I didn't look at my phone, if I didn't go on Twitter and I didn't just take a peek to see if there's anything going on, I wouldn't have seen this and I wouldn't have that garbage in my brain. I wouldn't have, if you don't use the internet, you wouldn't know about fat shaming. You wouldn't know. This shit wouldn't even fucking exist. And if there was less TVs and things and screens to look at, people would be moving more and doing more shit, no doubt. Well, look, we're the product of generations that were sitting in office cubicles. A lot more people are moving more now, but office cubicles, smoking, processed fucking foods. It's just like, you know, we're working against all these like generations, multiple generations of people that weren't moving and eating garbage foods. So we're trying to make up for a lot of mistakes. And there's a lot of big moving parts that we can't change really fast, which is why we have to do it on an individual level. Like we as the individual, podcasts like this, you teaching your children, Like, it has to start from the ground up, but we're not doing it. We're not solving that problem. It's one thing to try to teach an adult to change habits. It's really hard to break a habit. It's also hard to create a habit, but we don't think about breaking a habit is like creating a habit. It's just the opposite. My husband makes fun of my long fingers. They're longer than my hand. I have small hands, but which fucking fingers? I'm sick of the finger shaming. I agree. Finger shaming. You can, anything you feel bad about yourself, just blame it on the shame. We're talking about shaming people. For those of you that are just coming in now, we're talking about shaming people. Fat shaming. There's just more stuff in the news. It's just nonsense. It's not the problem. It's not the problem. Down 6 pounds in 7 weeks working with a nutrition coach and never felt better, even when I get the comments about what I'm eating or why I'm bringing my own food to a restaurant. Yeah, you're going for the social atmosphere, and it's totally cool if you enjoy being around people. We're human beings, social creatures. It's fine if you want to be around people. Cool. Doesn't mean you have to revolve all your social experiences. Doesn't mean you have to revolve your social existence around food. You can break those patterns. You could be part of that. You could break those patterns. It's just habit. What do you do for entertainment? What do you view as fun? What do you view as fun? What do you view as health? How are you integrating your health? How are you integrating your health with your life? How are you segmenting it? How are you viewing things? How are you viewing your responsibility? Are you holding yourself accountable? Hold yourself accountable for the good things and hold yourself accountable for the things you have to work on. I need to work on things. Everyone watching, every single one of you, you have things that you can improve on. You have things that you can attend to that will improve you as a person, that will help you become happier, that will help you become healthier, that will help you feel more complete. Everyone. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. There is no such thing as perfect. But just to sit back, do jack shit, and feel like everyone else needs to come to you and accept you for who you are for no fucking reason, that is just the most massive fucking ego and entitlement. And that's a big problem. You're not entitled to shit. Let's look at the facts. Obesity is not good. So what's the argument? What is the argument? Obesity is not good. Go. Yeah, it is. No, it's not. Go. What do you got? You hurt my feelings. So, not the question. Go. Fuck obesity. Is there any counter argument there? Is there anything else we could say about it? But it's not nice. Nice. Fuck your nice. Is it good? No. Okay. Now how do we improve that? That's it. That's it. Enough with the shaming. Enough with the discussion about the shaming. It's a non-issue. People have to stop worrying about other people's fucking problems. People have to take personal responsibility and accountability and make moves to make themselves better. If they don't want to do it, then they won't do it. They're going to pay the fucking price, and we all will with taxes and shit like that. But we have to help the people you can. There are a lot of people out there that don't want to be helped. There are a lot of people that don't want to change, and those are the people that are proponents of this type of like arm around the shoulder nonsense. There's love in what I'm saying. And that's how people are going to make that argument that it's not nice. We should love people and have more. You can love someone and tell them the fucking truth. I really do think that the truth is the purest form of fucking love. It's just reality. It's just the reality. If we look objectively, and I think it's caring about people to say the fucking facts and to deliver content in a manner that's actually going to be objective and neutral. I totally got opinions. Sure, these are my opinions. I'm not saying I'm right. But what's the alternative? To debate whether or not someone's feelings get hurt, or to actually address the issue and make fucking moves to not deal with this fucking problem? If people are healthier, you wouldn't have fit or fat shaming. We would have healthier fucking people. That's it. Either you're taking care of your shit or you're not. And whether or not you want to feel bad about it and feel like other people are out to get you, whether they are or they aren't, it's on you. It's on you. Take some more responsibility for your situation. Start looking at some objective facts. And what are you doing about it? If you're not doing anything about it, the problem is you. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me for episode 1228 of the most muscular Swolecast, Beercast, Broadcast, Gamecast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleevescast, and Slaycast in the realm. Because we're not flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. I'll see you tomorrow for 1229 of the Sleeves. Peace, McGee's fam. Deuce, Magoose. Your boy, Papa Swolio. Out.